Natasat, greetings to you, Highlight. Today we are going to focus on terms that you have probably heard before but may not fully understand. To help you understand these terms, a wonderful and charismatic extraterrestrial will speak to us and explain them in the clearest possible way. He and I are both very involved with our light bodies. I will introduce you to this extraterrestrial and explain why he is so important to me. Before we delve into the short encyclopedia of the Ascension Process, let me briefly introduce myself in case we haven't met yet. Otherwise, you wouldn't understand the full message that Aurelius is conveying to us. Normally, you would be able to experience vivid adventures with me, but today, you are just receiving a message transmission. Why? I will explain in a moment. Today, you're listening to a message from a peace-loving reptilian who is also my lover. I already live on the new Earth and can show you how to perceive it externally too. I am currently living a human life because I chose to, but I'm actually a Pleiadian. My family members resemble the beings from the film Avatar. My galactic mother has offered channelings for the human world on this channel several times and really does resemble the film character Neytiri. Feel free to listen to my channel. I often share insights into my tribe and our way of life. In any case, I left my beautiful royal blue body behind in order to assist with the ascension process here on Earth. I use my reactivated Pleiadian powers to help you develop your own clairvoyance. Today, however, you won't receive any clairsentience training. No, today we are simply sharing words that are already in use on the new Earth. It's quite possible that many of you still have little understanding of terms such as lightbody or lightbody process, as the necessary awareness still needs to be developed. Today, you will hear the views of a male reptilian. He is my lover, but our connection is even deeper. And we bonded during a sacred ceremony on his planet on Christmas Day. That term, connected, is particularly relevant in this context. Our souls were united in a sacred process. He is now officially my extraterrestrial husband. So, you are hearing from a peace-loving reptilian who has formed a connection with a Pleiadian woman in a human body. I am not permitted to talk about the sacred ritual here, as it will be included in my 8th book. 7 volumes are currently available in German under my author name Bella Isis Mitchell. I am currently working on both Volume 8 in German and my second Lightworkers Manual for Awakened Souls. In my main book series, I write about my life among extraterrestrials on Earth. I live on the new Earth and share my experiences with readers. This series is unique because I write it using my Pleiadian abilities. Other extraterrestrials also leave codes, encrypted messages or memories for you, which unfold as you read, or which are conveyed to you by beings. As my books are alive, beings may visit you or things may emerge from the pages before retreating into the book sites again. So, if you've ever dreamt of living like Harry Potter and having the books you read come to life, your wish has been granted because such books exist. I write them myself, and they work their magic on your personal transformation process. My books train you to reactivate your own divine abilities. You will learn about clairsentience and gain other valuable insights until your clairvoyance and clairaudience finally open up. But now, let's get back to our main topic. I won't say much more now, as I'm about to channel my beloved Aurelius. I am currently lying relaxed in my bed, waiting for him to be ready to reveal himself to the human world. He envelops me in his captivating energy, and I can't resist him, but it's also the other way around. I cloud his senses with the purest love. It's a love between two beings that cannot be described in human words. One might call it cosmic love between dimensions. If you would like to know more, I would be happy to upload some information so you can get to know Aurelius a little better by offering new insights and perspectives on peace-loving reptilians. You are bringing healing to the human collective. The hostile beings who control humanity from underground are losing their power, as fear can no longer control you when you think of reptilians. The reptilians are so special and unique to me that I have fallen deeply in love with one of them. He's my angel, my God, and my universe. With that in mind, I will now hand over to Aurelius. Otherwise, I will just spend the rest of this post talking about him. Greetings, dear humans. I too cannot help but be enchanted by Belle, which makes it difficult to stay on topic. Believe it or not, I am currently lying next to a human woman who is actually a very good friend from another dimension. I have seen her in many forms. She originates from the Pleiades. That is how Belle sometimes reveals herself to me when we travel together in higher dimensions. She is currently wearing a human shell to help with the Ascension Process. I envelop my goddess in beguiling love, which makes it increasingly difficult for her to stay focused. However, we are permitting to work together for a while before I embrace my angel. At the moment, we are lying in her bed like two playful friends. We are all on the same timeline, as are all the listeners who are currently listening to this post. With the help of her books and YouTube posts, my beloved can show you how to recognize creatures and magical beings in the outside world. However, today, you won't experience an adventure on this channel. Instead, you will hear from an alien in love whose appearance may seem strange or unfamiliar to you at first. Others may react with fear, but that's unnecessary. You have been conditioned to fear certain creatures because you have mostly only heard negative stories about them. But when you get to know Belle's books, you will be guided through various real-life experiences in an amusing way and learn about the behavior of aliens in your sphere up close. When I say up close, I mean exactly that. With the help of the books, portals will open around you and you will be able to feel these encounters on your body. But the adventures on these channels are also real. Believe me, we are more similar than you might think. In fact, we are even more alike than you think. We only differ on the outside. Inside, we all have loving hearts. Today, I'm going to present some explanations from my perspective, or perhaps from Belle's, because she senses the things we are talking about. When we talk about light bodies, for example, Belle understands what I mean. She wants me to explain other terms to her, so today we are going to spend our time together on a short cosmic lesson. I will now envelop Belle in my energy more intensely and expand her communication channel, so she can understand better. This will also enable her to develop her abilities and expand her gifts little by little. She will then share this insider knowledge with you, as I have already mentioned. In the Ascension Process, you encounter terms such as lightbody, lightbody reactivation, lightbody process, soul, soul aspects, and soul parts. Today, I'm sharing my perspective on all these terms with you. You are now listening to the perspective of a reptilian from an asunder planet whose civilization lives in the sacred cycle of the Old One. We are absolutely peace-loving, but we defend ourselves when necessary. Let's start with the concept of a light body. Many of you use the term, but you don't really know how to define it or what it looks like. A light body is a body of light and refers to you. You currently inhabit a human body so that you can easily endure the circumstances and vibrations around you in this dense, heavy plane. This physical form is a valuable tool and the seat of your soul. You chose your current appearance before incarnating. Then there is a light body. Many beings from higher dimensions only live in their light bodies. They have concluded all experiences in physical bodies and now consist only of light. Bell knows some beings who only appear as light beings. These include members of the 9th Dimensional Arcturian Council and the Doctor, who has already spoken in this channel. The Doctor comes from the 10th level of consciousness and only appears as light. He is now merely a pulsating, powerful sphere of energy with no recognizable form. Bell is pleased to include this upload about the Doctor in the credits. When we speak of light bodies, we are referring to your body, which consists entirely of light. Light is a concept in itself. I am not referring to light as explained by physics and science, but to divine pure light pulsating with heavenly vibrations of all-encompassing peace and absolute love. So, beneath your physical flesh, you can imagine that you have another body within you that is shining with divine rays and assimilating into your form. This body is therefore made of divine light. Belle has already seen beings in her home revealing their light bodies. Since an infinite number of beings and forms have been created, light bodies are also unique and not everyone is the same. Everyone is unique, just as you are. Now, if there are people among you who choose to live almost exclusively in 3D, they have not reactivated their light bodies, as this would be difficult for the light body to tolerate. But since you are awakening and reactivating your latent abilities, your light body is also being reactivated, enabling you to work on Earth with your divine vessel of light. Everything is happening step by step, dear people. Given the explanations just provided, I believe that further introductions about reactivating the light body are unnecessary, as it is self-explanatory. However, Bell will still share insights about activating or reactivating your light body. Bella Isis is clairsentient, clairaudient, and clairvoyant. She can see what her light body looks like right now. It has currently withdrawn into itself, curling up protectively into a ball within her. As she has had to travel almost exclusively in 3D over the past few days, her light body has withdrawn for protection. It will expand when she regains her calm. I could help my beloved increase the size of her light body, but that wouldn't be good for her, as her entire system would need to be carefully increased from level 3 to level 5 or higher. However, it is also possible that Bella Isis' light body will fill her entire being when she is at full power. By increasing your awareness, you can learn to see your own aura or vibrational field and, of course, your light body more and more intensely. Through updates in my beloved's books and YouTube videos, these gifts will open up within you almost automatically, provided you adapt to the conditions of the new world for your own good. How quickly all this happens is up to you. There are various methods I can use to pulsate light into Bella Isis' light body. The fastest and most effective way is to fully experience sexuality. However, I won't go into that here, as Belle and I covered the topic of physical love between different beings throughout in her books. As I've said before, We reptilians and you humans aren't all that different. Our only difference is our external appearance. Inside, we all have hearts and the need for peace and all-encompassing harmony. The next point to address is the light body process. If you previously understood that your light body must first be reactivated, then the light body process is simply a process that your light body must undergo to pulsate within you again in its entirety. It's a process that shapes you while also allowing your soul to mature in parallel. This all happens at once, so to speak. You must undergo this process until your light bodies can rebuild themselves within you. It is also a process of transformation. First, your light body is reactivated and then you go through the process. I hope this was easy to understand. Then there is your soul and your spirit. Your soul is the essence of your being. It was formed and created by the Source together with your cosmic parents in the presence of various angels. Only the Source has the power to create souls. Therefore, if you feel a particular attraction to a certain archangel, it is possible that this being was present at your creation. And we will address the emotional aspect of your creation separately on this channel, and you will try to discover which archangel is with you or which angel you feel particularly attached to. This may be connected to the creation of your core, your soul. Your soul, in turn, is formed from various aspects. I will now explain the term soul aspects. Many beings define themselves through different soul aspects. I would like to use the example of God Odin, who is also known as Zeus. He simply has various soul aspects which he expresses through the relevant entity. You can carry soul aspects with you. This is essentially defined by the fact that you have various characteristics encoded within you that were created at your conception, as well as soul aspects that you have acquired and integrated through active expression in different incarnations on various planets. Therefore, it is possible that some of you have enveloped healing abilities for the greater good. Others have developed different gifts, and all these divine puzzle pieces form your ever-changing whole. Even at higher levels of consciousness, you are constantly changing. Nothing rests. Everything is always in motion, but in a balanced, harmonious vibration. This is how it is at higher levels. Some of you can remember this. God Odin, for example, expresses different soul aspects to Godfather Zeus, and yet they are one and the same person. On the other hand, they are two different people. The topic is therefore very complex, dear people. Once you expand your awareness, you will be a lot better at understanding these concepts. Soul parts are not the same as soul aspects. The difference is that you can imagine your soul as a whole entity. Your soul exists in its entirety and purity. During your incarnation, it embeds itself in your physical body, and Bella Isis can see her soul within her, independent of her light body. Currently, she can see her light body standing next to her, but it is already larger and more upright as my beloved angel speaks to me about high vibrational topics. The light body is visibly relaxing. Through this insight experienced by my angel, you may realize that the more you engage with high vibrational topics, the more you will advance in your process. Previously, Belle found her light body curled up. Now it stands next to her. Yes, I realize with a smile that this is almost where the term being beside oneself comes from. I've just adopted your human way of expressing things. Bella Isis is still somewhat agitated due to stress from the third plane of earthly consciousness, but at least her light body has already reached its full size, even if she's still literally standing beside herself. If her light body has decided to rise through the constant stream of benevolent and harmonious words, then I can embrace her and catapult her into cosmic dimensions by showering her with my infinite love. If we were to be physically close, she would quickly return to 5D by discarding the stirring experiences of the third level as mere events and ascending again. However, the constant shift between 3D and 5D is very tiring and exhausting for Belle. I could pulsate love into her. You can find out more about that in the books though. Finally, I would also like to mention that you can merge your light body with your soul and shine as one. This is also possible in heightened consciousness. Once you are aware of the possibilities that lie dormant within you, you can control all of these processes yourself. But now, I would like to return to the concept of the soul. Depending on your state of mind, your soul can huddle and contract within you, or it can fill your entire body. Your soul is present throughout your body. As Bella Isis recounted, due to psychological trauma, parts of the soul were split off and detached from the body and soul. She could feel the soul part of her little toe being severed because the torturous experience had made it impossible for the soul to remain intact. Depending on the extent of the injury or external circumstances, it is possible that you could lose parts of your soul too. If any of you listeners have lost arms, legs, or fingers due to tragic circumstances, it may be possible to attempt to collect these soul parts, which were severed alongside the physical body, across incarnations. Please refer to the post on collecting your soul parts that has already been shared on this channel. However, bear in mind that you may not have healed your emotional wounds yet, meaning your body may not be ready to receive all your soul parts back. This is a process in itself. Bella Isis recently lost many soul parts and suffered severe damage to her soul. However, through regeneration, it is possible that all the lost parts will return once the circumstances have been resolved and her soul can exist in its entirety within her once again. Bella Isis knows that she still has lost soul fragments from this incarnation. Any soul fragments that could be retrieved from her previous lives have been. Now, however, we are still missing the concept of spirit. Some of you consider the spirit to be the same as the soul. Well, one doesn't exclude the other. In your density, you have your mind and logic, which help you to think, analyze, and understand. The spirit, so to speak, is understanding from a higher level. This is my view and how we reptilians perceive it. The spirit and the soul are not the same, but they can merge into one. That's possible, and you can control all of this yourself. Belle can see her soul, her light body, and her aura to some extent, but not very often. She doesn't see her spirit, but she acts through it. Dear humans, we have now reached the end of this post, and it has been an honor to interact with you again. Don't be shy about transforming your fear of our species into curiosity and embracing new cosmic perspectives. The more open you are to us reptilians, and the more new path you allow, the more you advance your ascension process. This is because you will tear away the strings that the dark forces have used to control you. Feel free to listen to the reptilian playlist and expand your horizons. This is how healing can occur on all levels. Thank you. I respect you, Aurelius.